So in today's video, I'm going to be previewing Harrogate Town versus Bradford City, and then the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 39 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try to 80 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this match. What would your starting 11 be as well? Would you make any changes from Tuesday night's 3-0 defeat at home at Notts County? An absolutely shocking result, if I'm honest with you. They hadn't won and kept a clean sheet this calendar year. It was an absolutely abysmal result. 3 defeats on the bounce, 3 home defeats as well. I think we conceded 10 goals in that period, only scoring the once. Absolutely unacceptable. We need to bounce back in this one in what is probably a self-proclaimed Yorkshire derby, according to the Harrogate fans and their social media team, who were trying to create a rival with Colchester earlier on in the season. They're a bizarre football club, but they'll probably beat us. Make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. Channel memberships are now cheaper than ever, with Tier 1 costing just 99p. Tier 2 has been reduced from £3.99 a month down to £1.99 a month, and Tier 3 has been reduced from £8.99 a month down to just £4.99 a month. Your support, as always, is massively appreciated, and the more members that we have, the better the content will be. Enjoy the rest of the video. If we start out then with how both teams have got on so far this season, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 17th in the table. After 38 matches, we've got 13 wins, 11 draws and 14 defeats, scoring 46 goals and conceding 50, which leaves us on a -4 goal difference and 50 points. Our last couple of matches then have been a loss, a win and a draw. Them last couple of matches then being a 3-0 defeat at home to Notts County, a 5-1 defeat at home to Mansfield Town, a 2-0 defeat at home to Forest Green Rovers, a 3-0 win away at Accrington Stanley, and a 1-1 draw at home to Doncaster Rovers. I would say recently our away form has certainly been much better than our home form. The last time we lost away from home was at the end of January when we lost 2-0 against Swindon Town. If we compare that then to Harrogate Town, they sit a few places above us in 14th. After 38 matches, they've got 14 wins at 9 draws and 15 defeats, scoring 43 goals but also conceding 55, which leaves them on a -12 goal difference and 51 points. The last couple of matches then have been a draw, a loss, and a loss. Them last couple of matches then being a 0-0 draw away at Barrow AFC, a 0-0 draw away at Wrexham AFC, a 2-1 defeat at home to Crawley Town, a 1-1 draw away at Swindon Town, and a 4-1 defeat at home to Newport County. Harrogate's last win actually came on the 10th of February when they beat Colchester 1-0 at home, so they're on a really poor run of form. Just one win since February began, which is obviously very poor, but Bradford City love gifting teams 3 points. Our record against Harrogate over the last couple of years since they were promoted isn't particularly great. We did a double over them last season, but they usually do beat us, so I'm not really confident going into it, especially when you consider our last 3 results. But now we're going to get into the team that I would go with if I was Graham Alexander. Now, at the time of recording, they haven't done the pre-match press conference, so I don't know which player is going to be available for selection. Players like Sam Stubbs, we've not seen in a while, don't really know what's going on with him and his concussion sort of situation. Alex Gilliard came off with an injury on Tuesday, so again, don't know if he is going to be fit and available. But in terms of my formation for this game, I have gone with the 3-4-3. Slight tweak from how we played on Tuesday. It clearly did not work. Tyler Smith doesn't offer enough, so I think we should go back to having the striker and 2 wingers. In goal, I've gone with Sam Walker. Despite the last couple of matches being absolutely awful, he has probably been the man of the match in the last 2 games, or certainly a contender. He has kept the last 2 scorelines from being really embarrassing. Made 3 or 4 top-class saves against Mansfield, made another 2 or 3 on Tuesday night against Notts County. He's one of the very few players to come away from the last couple of matches with some real credit, and on the whole has probably been a successful signing for us. Very few under Stephen Gent, but I would probably say Sam Walker has been an upgrade on Harry Lewis. Into my back 3 then, as the right centre-back, I've gone with Matty Platt. Obviously no Jonathan Tompkinson again for this one. He's still away on international duty, and Matty Platt was on the bench. Didn't really understand why. If he's on the bench, then why can't he start? I'd much rather have even a half-fit Matty Platt at centre-half than someone like a Daniel Ugoke or Liam Rideout, so I'm going with Platt at right centre-back. In the middle, I've gone with Sam Stubbs. It's now been well over the 2 weeks since he picked up that concussion injury against Doncaster Rovers, so I still don't really know what's going on with him. Maybe the injury is more serious than what we thought, but these are our only real centre-halves available at this moment in time, and Sam Stubbs hasn't been too bad, I would say. He's had some good games, had some bad games. Overall, has been pretty average this season, but I'd probably start him in the middle. On the left side, I've gone with Kieran Kelly. It's where he played on Tuesday. It was a bit of a tweak. Kelly had been playing in the middle for the last couple of matches with Rideout on the left On Tuesday, we changed it to put Kelly back on the left side and Rideout in the middle, and that simply didn't work. Rideout got bullied for the large part up against their big striker, but Kelly has been pretty good on the whole under Alexander, was pretty decent against Mansfield at the weekend, not too bad as well on Tuesday against Notts County, so I'll go with the back three of Matty Platt, Sam Stubbs and Kieran Kelly. Into my midfield four then, at right wing back, I've gone with Brad Halliday. I feel like if he's fit and available, he should probably play. Missed 110%, well again on Tuesday, not his best game. He gives you everything, whether you're 3-0 up, 8-0 down, whatever the scoreline is, Brad Halliday always gives his best. The amount of times, well I won't say the amount of times, but there was a couple of occasions where he clipped the ball into the channel. Chapman was kind of turning around going, who's that ball for? And Halliday's already set off. He's sprinting as fast as he can to try and keep that ball in play. He's a hard worker, and for me personally, much better than Daniel Ugoke. Into my two central midfielders then, I'm pretty sure we're only going to have two available for this one. So firstly, I've gone with Richie Smallwood. On Tuesday night, and for the majority of his time at Bradford City, he gets massively scapegoated by our fans. I don't think he is as bad as what some people make out. I personally do quite like Smallwood. I mentioned it in yesterday's video, which you should go check out if you haven't already. Me and Corbin discussed 6 key issues maybe at Bradford City at this moment in time, talking about Mark Hughes, Graham Alexander, comparing Ryan Sparks to Edin Rahic, all that sort of stuff, so go check it out. But mentioning that Smallwood's not really a captain that you can relate to, and I feel like he needs to start putting in really good performances to get some of the fans back on side with him. And partnering him, I've gone with Kevin McDonald. Obviously, Gilead probably won't be available for this one, and I do think he has been quite poor over the last couple of matches. Looked knackered after half an hour on Tuesday night, so McDonald comes in and starts in this one. He might only manage 60, 75 minutes, something like that, but we need his quality on the ball in this one, so I've gone with a midfield partnership of Smallwood and McDonald. And at left wing back, I've gone with Lewis Richards. I actually thought he was quite poor on Tuesday night, but I'd still rather pick a poor Lewis Richards than Liam Rideout his absolute best, because Rideout, I just don't think he's good enough to play as a wing back. He's barely good enough to play as a centre half. So Richards, despite being pretty poor over the last couple of matches, I've gone with him at left wing back. Into my front three then, as the right winger, I've gone with Adam Wilson. It seems absolutely baffling that he's played really well on off the bench against Doncaster, and then we haven't seen him even on the bench since then. He's much better than some of the players that are getting picked week in, week out. Clark Adore at the moment isn't really performing over the last few matches. Tyrick Wright on the whole, since he's come back to the football club, has been poor. Kavanagh started out well, then has gone a little bit flat, if I'm honest with you, and he's obviously unavailable for this one anyway. Harry Chapman had some good moments, had some bad moments, so I'd start Adam Wilson on the right-hand side. I feel like he's proven his quality and deserves another opportunity, and hopefully he can come up with at least some minutes in this one, just get him involved in the squad. It's really baffling, Alexander's treatment of Wilson and also Bobby Poynton as well, and hopefully they both get a chance in this one. As the striker, I've gone with Andy Cook. Who else really? Again, someone like Smallwood, just maybe on a little bit of a smaller scale. He gets scapegoated by a certain section of our fans. I mean, the man's nearly scored 20 goals this season, and yes, he's not quite at the heights that he hit last season, but it was going to be almost impossible for him to replicate. Like I say, nearly the 20 goals. I think if he'd have scored all his penalties he's missed, he would be on the 20 goals now. So yeah, I mean, I guess if my nan had wheels, she would have been a bike, whatever the saying is. But Andy Cook, for me, is the best striker at the football club. That's what I'm trying to say. Much better than Tyler Smith, so I'd start him in the middle. And as the left winger, I've gone with Bobby Poynton. Like I mentioned about some of the other players already who haven't really been performing recently, Poynton hasn't really got the opportunity, barely been involved in the squads as well recently. He was on the bench on Tuesday night, but was for some reason an unused substitute. Tyrick Wright came on and offered very little. Adore came on at left wing back and again offered very little. Chapman had been good off the bench recently, but didn't really offer much on Tuesday night, so I want to see Poynton and Wilson get a start in this one with Cook through the middle. Yes, it's not the quickest front three in the world, but there's a lot of technical ability in there, a lot of direct play as well, so that is what I want to see in this one. On the bench now for me, that'll leave Colin Doyle, Daniel Ugoke, Liam Rideout, Jamie Walker, Clark Adore, Harry Chapman and Tyler Smith. The players currently unavailable are Jonathan Tompkinson, Ash Taylor, Alex Gilead, Alex Patterson, Callum Kavanagh and Jake Young. So the players who miss out then through selection will be Tyrick Wright and Matt Derbyshire. Now then, we're going to get into my Game Week 29 League 2 score predictions. So there is the 11 fixtures for us to go through and predict. For some reason, Walsall and Swindon are not playing. I would assume that's due to international call-ups. If someone could confirm that down in the comment section down below, that would be massively appreciated. Into the early kickoffs then, Mansfield Town versus Colchester United, I think is live on Sky. I'm going with a high-scoring 6-0 win for the Stags in that one. Into the 1 PM kickoff then, Harrogate Town versus Bradford City. I'm backing the Bantams at 4-2-1 win. Into into the 3 o'clock kickoffs, Barrow AFC versus Newport County, and back in the home side at 4-2-0 win. Crewe Alexandra versus AFC Wimbledon, I think finishes in a 3-1 home win. Doncaster Rovers versus Forest Green Rovers, I think finishes in a 1-1 draw. Grimsby Town versus Wrexham AFC, and back in the away side at 4-2-0 win. Morecambe FC versus Gillingham FC, I'm going with a 0-0 draw. Notts County versus Salford City, I think finishes in a high scoring 3-3 draw. Sutton United versus Accrington Stanley, I'm back in the home side at 4-2-1 win. Tranmere Rovers versus Crawley Town, I'm back in the home side at 4-3-0 win. And finally Stockport County versus MK Dons, I'm back in the away side at 4-2-1 win. I'm pretty sure that's a late kickoff in that one. I'm thinking, is it 5:15 kickoff, something like that? So there's a few games on Sky to look forward to this weekend, with it obviously being the international break. But I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 80 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below your score prediction for this match, and what would your starting 11 be as well? Would you make any changes from Tuesday night's defeat against Notts County? Go check out yesterday's video as well if you haven't already. It's nearly 40 minutes long, and me personally, I think it was quite a good video, so go check that one out if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all probably on Saturday now for a live stream, because like I say, I forgot to get tickets for this one. Peace.